The following opinions are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain.
Hi guys, Captain Steve for BoatTEST.com, and I had a love affair that started with boating when I was a kid thanks to a 13-foot Boston whaler that my parents bought me. That model has been redesigned from the hull up and brought back in the 130 Super Sport from Boston Whaler. It consists of all of the simple systems and ease of operation combined with the unsinkability that Boston Whaler has become so well known for. Let's do a full features walkthrough and performance evaluation on the all-new 130 Super Sport.
It would have been easy for Boston Whaler to say, if it's not broke, don't fix it, but the company made improvements to the seating, storage capacity, bottom shape, and general styling. And the new 130 Super Sport is still built with the same unsinkable construction, and she comes on a standard galvanized trailer. The 130 Super Sport comes standard with a fiberglass bench seat. Options include bucket seats with a passageway between them. They can be reversed, so one can be used as a spotter's position for towing sports. And these seats are quite luxurious for a 13-foot boat. Whaler also offers some attractive hull color options in addition to its standard white. Other colors can be ordered for either the hull sides only or the hull side and bottom. The colors available are Classic Desert Tan, Glacier Green, Light Blue, and Light Gray. The helm bench seat is 4 feet wide and has supportive backrests. The helm itself has a 5-spoke stainless steel steering wheel. Just to the right of the wheel are the tachometer, the switch for the nav lights, and a charging port. An optional smoked acrylic windscreen sits atop the panel, and just below it and forward is a locking glove box. The shift and throttle lever is mounted on the starboard gunnel with the ignition key behind. Just below the controls, the white nav light clips into place for storage. Forward of the console to starboard are a pair of beverage holders and the socket for that white nav light. Beneath the bench seat to port, the battery is secured in a weather-resistant box, and the 6.5-gallon portable fuel tank is strapped in place to starboard. Aft, our test boat was powered by a 40-horsepower Mercury 4-stroke outboard. A 25-horsepower Mercury is also available. Pockets on the back of each bucket seat can provide additional storage. Behind the helm seats, the cockpit measures 4 feet 7 inches by 2 feet 5 inches. Cockpit depth is 20 inches forward and 16 inches aft, and freeboard at the stern is 13 inches. The engine rigging is clean, and there are 8-inch cleats on the inboard side of the stern eyes. Outboard of the motor on each side are standard small raised swim platforms with the boarding ladder to port. The 130 Super Sport is NMMA certified using ABYC standards, which here means the ladder reaches 22 inches below the water. The bimini top with a stainless steel frame is an available option. With the top deployed, there's a slot in the canvas that accommodates fishing rods from the rail-mounted holder. Moving forward, alongside the helm to port is an available 50-quart cooler that secures in a bracket with a bungee cord. On our test boat, a grab rail extends forward from amidships below the cap rail. Our test boat also had an optional high rail that wraps around the bow. A bow cushion measures 4 feet 4 inches by 2 feet 6 inches, and the nod-skid foredeck is raised 14 inches. In the center of the deck is a large anchor locker. The hatch is finished on the underside and includes a channel for the rode. We like the center-mounted 8-inch cleat, a size that we sometimes don't see on far larger boats. By being center-mounted, it's in the correct position for anchoring, and notice a cleverly designed running light that doubles as a chock. Now let's take the 130 Super Sport out on the water. With the swim platforms, she measures 14 feet long, with a 5-foot 10-inch beam, and the hull draws 9 inches with the engine tilted up. Empty weight is listed at 695 pounds without the engine. With 2 people, 6.5 gallons of fuel, the 40-horse Merc, and test equipment on board, we had an estimated test weight of 1,381 pounds. With the motor turning an aluminum 10.1 by 14 4-blade Spitfire propeller and wound up to 6130 RPM, we recorded a top speed of 31 miles per hour in light chop, with the windage of the bimini top in its boot probably costing us 1 or 2 miles per hour in top speed. Best cruise came in at 4,000 RPM, where we saw 16.5 miles per hour and a fuel burn of 1.8 gallons per hour. That translated into 9.2 miles per gallon in a range of 54 statute miles, all while holding 10% of the boat's 6.5-gallon fuel capacity in reserve. Now comes the crucial test for any small boat with a 40-horsepower 4-stroke engine. Does the engine have enough low-end torque to get the boat on plane, and does weight have to be moved forward to get the bow down to accomplish it? In this video, at 1 second, you can see that I reposition my hand to put the hammer down. At 2 seconds, the bow reaches its highest elevation, but I still kept the horizon in view. At At 3 seconds, we see the bow begin to drop, and by 6 seconds, the boat is clearly well on plane with the bow way down, most of the hull in the water, and a rooster tail astern. Calculating the time to plane is not a precise science, but it clearly happened between 4 and 6 seconds, so let's call it 5 seconds time to plane. This is a good time for a small boat with a 40 horsepower 4-stroke engine. We ran through 20 miles per hour in 10.1 seconds. With more people aboard, all small boats become weight sensitive, so moving weight forward is usually a help. Putting the 130 Super Sport through our maneuverability test took me back to my childhood. This little boat is just plain fun to drive. Once I got her on plane, I set the trim at about 6 clicks up and she has a smooth ride. When I put the boat into a turn, she stayed flat and slid through handily. The Boston Whaler 130 Super Sport is a new take on a classic entry-level boat with improved seating, storage, and ride. She comes with a galvanized trailer for easy transport, and on the water, she's just a blast to drive. And that's my test and features evaluation. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.